I'm on. I'm on. Kapla, everybody. I don't know. Sassy just went nuts. Literally a second before I started. There's nobody out there, Sassy. There's nobody outside. Oh man, it's been a crazy day. It has been a crazy day. I woke up this morning and the video I was holding since yesterday, the music video, I finally made that live. And then I got triggered by another video I saw about COPA, like the 15th YouTube lawyer I saw complaining about COPA. Finally made me do the video that I've been wanting to do for like 3 weeks. But I was like, no, my channel has nothing to do with COPA. I don't need to do a video. People don't come to me for COPA crap. So I said, but then finally I was like, I can't take no more, like Popeye, except instead of eating a can of spinach, I had to go make a YouTube video about why everybody's being stupid over COPA. And then that was the second video I released today. And then I forgot I had to work on a third video because something very special happened today that I knew was happening yet today, but I forgot about. And so I'm halfway through maybe that video, which now I will hopefully hold to tomorrow, and hopefully I'm still the first person to touch on it, but we'll see. I'm not sure. And then, of course, I had to do this stream. So 3 videos today, and a 4th one, with any luck, hitting early tomorrow. Busy times. Plus, on top of that, I wasted an hour, well, 40 minutes of my time on a phone trying to buy an insurance policy, and only to be told that they wouldn't sell it to me because of my age, which is 100% illegal in black and white text in New York. Now, if you sell a Medicare supplemental policy in New York, it's very clear the New York state law says you cannot discriminate based on age or medical condition. And they absolutely said, we only sell it to people 50 and older. And I said, I believe I need to speak to a supervisor or somebody who's an expert with New York law, because New York doesn't have that restriction. If you sell it in New York State, you have to sell to some person regardless of age. If they're disabled and they have Medicare. If they're on Medicare. For whatever reason you have Medicare. The only reason people have Medicare is if they're disabled or if they're retired, over a certain age. So basically, if you're disabled, the only way you would have Medicare under the whatever age, 65 or whatever, is if you are disabled. So I was like, I need to speak to somebody. So she puts me on the phone with a supervisor, and she says, yes, but you can't buy it because you're under 50. I'm like, I don't think you understand that in New York law you have to do it. And she's like, I do, but the policy is 50 or older. I'm like, but no, that's not the policy. I mean, I can show you where it states that you're not allowed to restrict on age. And that means high or low. It doesn't matter how old or young I am. If I'm on Medicare, you need to sell me this policy. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that they wouldn't sell a policy to a young person to begin with, but they have this thing that it's, and I understand a lot of states have this, but New York is one particular state that absolutely does not have this restriction. So then I said, fine, well, you're refusing to sell me this policy. Could you put that in writing? No. Well, what can you do after a bunch of backs and forths? Well, I can send you by mail our eligibility requirements. Fine. I was like, fine. Well, I have it recorded anyway that you're not selling it to me. He's like, I don't give you the consent to record. I was like, at the beginning of the call, it said that you guys are recording for training purposes. You already gave my consent to record. She's like, well, oh, yes, we record, but I don't give you consent to record. And I said, hey, this is a one-party consent state, lady. And 2, and that's when Mama Pray came over, because I was about to unleash the fury of the bird on this poor woman who I'm sure is only following orders like a Nazi but she did not understand she was breaking New York state law. Mama Pray is exhausted too today, mentally. But Mama Pray said, you know what, F it. So we'll go with a different company. So I called the second company, and this one took like an hour and a half, but they actually appear like they're selling me the policy. I went through everything. They accepted it. I put in the application. I got to wait a few days to hear back from them. They actually took it. So I got a lot farther than I did with the first company, which was United Healthcare. Those bastards. They're technically my insurance company for the next month and a half, but once that's over, Anyway, you don't care about that. You guys don't care about any of that. But it was not a good day. It was not a good day.
You could mention
Oh, Mama Pray last night. Jesus Christ. I thought they were going to take Mama Pray away. So, Tuesday. Tuesdays is the day they pick up our garbage and our recycling. In New York City, you have to recycle paper and cardboard, bottles and plastic and glass, and obviously your regular garbage goes in black bags. So Mama Pray, and we get everything delivered, right? So we have a ton of boxes that have to be recycled every week. So the smaller boxes go in bags, and the bigger boxes she just always flattens and she puts out. And they've taken them every year for 10 years this has been going on. And yesterday, though, they usually take the garbage early in the morning. For whatever reason, they didn't come till late at night. Well, late, like 9 p.m. at night, which is much later because they're usually here before 6 a.m. So I told my friends, they took the bags of the paper recycling, but they didn't take the cardboard boxes. I'm thinking she was just going to say, okay, whatever, and just pull them in the next day. Or whatever. And thank you, Thomas Potts. I'll read that in one quick second. Instead of her just saying whatever, she goes out there, picks up one of these big boxes. Now this box is bigger than Mama Pray. It's flattened, but it's probably as tall as she is and 4 times as wide. And she's like running with it towards the... Who's been holding up the damn elevator? She's running with it towards the garbage man, who's now halfway down the block, yelling, excuse me, sir, excuse me," being very nice, but like, excuse me. And he did not even acknowledge she was there. And she got really close. She's like, excuse me, why didn't you take this? Just can you tell me why didn't you take this? There's like 5 others next to it that were the same. And she just has the one, and she's just trying to get an answer from him, and he is not looking at her, he's not responding, and finally she goes off, and she's like, "You son of a bitch! You effing son of a bitch!" And of course she used the full F word, finally, before she just got frustrated and came in. So now I think we're going to get twice our garbage back at some point, but yeah, it's been non-stop since last night. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for showing up. And I missed half of I finally watched it, but I missed it live. Half of Anti-Trekker's his afternoon stream, since he was so late, I was on the phone with. And then I was on the phone with the second company when his subscriber-only stream started. So I didn't get to that till like the last 15 minutes, but I did get to rewatch it all while Camille was here and we were getting ready. So, all caught up for the most part. Joseph Petrick, a little early, says, "I'm here and there, everywhere." And then he said, "The subscriber stream is over. I have his full attention." Thank you, Joseph. Thomas Potts says, "Hi." Looks like Thomas Potts was first after I actually started. Shronmore says, "Greetings, Berto Prey, Mamo Prey, and fellow nerds." Greetings, Shronmore. Cinnabon Bunny says, "Hi." Welcome, Cinnabon. Not Ryan Johnson says, "Hello." And Kapla. Hello, and Kapla. Josh Street says, "Here, I thought Bird was taking a nap." No, I've been on 9 since the morning. I have not had a moment to rest. In between doing the videos this morning, working on the next video, working on this video, making the phone calls for the insurance, I had to do some other work as well too. Plus, Camille, I mean, it's just been my busiest day in a long, long time. Kapla, Chris Purser, Kapla. No, was not taking a nap, Josh Street. Mike Richards says greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings. Shrumwar says greetings to Sassy, chaser of cats, eater of cookies, stalker of cardinal. Oh, wait. Eater of cookies and unwatched turkeys. Stalker of cardinals, defiler of cushions, and scourge of the squirrels. And Mamo Prey heard me talking the other day and apparently felt bad about not making turkey, so now she will be making some turkey for Thanksgiving. So, turkey, green bean casserole, sweet potato with pecans, and mashed potatoes, all types of stuff. Corn. Aberjam UK, or just Aberjam. Welcome, Aberjam. Aberjam says McClunky. McClunky? I'm not sure what we're talking about there, Aberjam. Not Ryan Johnson says bird gets triggered easily. Yeah, you do. Mama Bray says she hasn't gotten triggered in a long time. Mike Richards says watch Beagle Extraordinaire. Yes, Sassy. Sassy was going nuts. John Street says, the hell is that? Oh, we got a donation. Chris Purser for Mamo Prey, defender of Kuroger, and enforcer of recyclables. Thank you so much, Chris Purser. Oh, thank you so much.
I had to order twine today.
Right, Mama Prey had to order twine, because when she looked it up, and once she was done, she wasn't done. She then came in and tried to go to the city website to put in a complaint. And then she got angry because they won't let you complain about the garbage pickup until 24 hours has passed, the next day. So she couldn't even complain about until the next day. And then today, a little bit clearer of mind before she put in a complaint, I said, you might want to just double check. I do recall something about technically us having to use twine or something to tie up boxes. But I know we've never done it, and they've been very lax. They've taken it for 10 years without having to do that. But I remember way back when they first started recycling that originally I was using masking tape to tape these things up, because you had to use like either tape or twine. And sure enough, in reading the rules, she still needs to, technically, she is supposed to bind the boxes together. So, would he have taken them even if they were bound? Probably not, but whatever. So, Camille also just flattens the boxes. Nobody uses. I mean, and then you're just wasting more material to throw out recyclables. It's ridiculous. Anyway. John Street says, Bird of Prey, Sassy is Mad Bird. You're switching from Beagle Bites to Squirrel Bite. Vile Mike says, howdy, folks. Howdy, Vile. Yosef says, bird rants are the best. Thank you, Yosef. And Yosef says, hi to me, Mama Prey, Sassy, and the flock. Aberjam says, I don't know, Doomcock splits a pretty good rant too. Spits a pretty good rant too. Oh, yes, Doomcock does as well. I'm not saying I'm the best ranter, but other people seem to say that. Josh Street says, oh no, Bird was going to send that insurance cell lady, was going to end up in the Kuroga uranium mines. Oh, the Kuroga uranium mines would have been too good for her. She would have wound up in a Kurdistani prison. And Thomas Potts for $1.99 super chat says that insurance company can go to hell. Goddamn right. Or Kurdistan. Because they're both equally bad. Whichever is quicker to get to. Joseph says, Abajam Doomcock rants are scripted. This is genuine life-related rants. That is true. I don't do scripted rants. Josh Street says, Thomas, all insurance companies are based in Kuroga. And to be fair, I don't know Doomcock's rants are scripted. I suspect they might be. I don't think that makes them any worse. But just, I don't know for sure that they're scripted. I don't have that inside knowledge. Joseph says, Abajam, sorry for the grammar. Tired and not paying attention. That's the way. That's the way to be. Josh Street says, Thomas, all insurance companies are based in Kuroga. I read that. Abajam says, Joseph, I don't disagree. Doomcock doesn't script, just live stream. That would be a long ass script indeed. Violent Mike says, a day in the life of the Opre family home. Somewhere F word, furry, frothy, foobar, flubber, Frank, what F word? You know which F word. Abajam says, Joseph, no need to apologize, but typing on my phone always leads to typos. Mike Richards says, satisfaction guaranteed or double your garbage back. Absolutely. Kurdistan trash collection. Joseph says, Abajam, I thought you were talking about his videos. His streams can be crazy. You're right. Vile says, typos on the phone. Usually very good typing on the phone. Never make mistake. Okay. Abajam says, Bird, McClunky is the latest edit of the Han Greedo scene in New Hope. It is now Greedo's death cry when Han kills him. I see. And Josh uses Bird of Prey. Does Mom will Pray mind if 15 extra people show up for dinner tomorrow? She says no. She doesn't mind at all. She doesn't mind at all. Vile Mike says, got it. Not talking about food. I just wish Bird would catch up with the chat and let us get on with the episode. You know what, Vile? You're absolutely correct. Let me just go through real quick. Okay. Mr. Londell, Kapsla, Mr. Londell. Vile Mike says, Wild Bird's rants are on a roll, but he better finish with chat. Yes, okay, so today we're watching Season 2, Episode 9, Second Sight of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Now, I'll be honest, I have forgotten everything about this episode. I quickly looked at the title, I was like, what the? And I scrolled through the scene, the file, and was like, I don't recognize any of this shit. I had to have seen this episode. I've seen every episode more than once. But for whatever the reason, this episode made zero impression on my brain. I saw characters I don't think I've ever seen before, but I had to have. So we're going to be, like, for all practical purposes, I'll be watching this episode for the first time. Along with you guys, assuming you have it to watch. And of course, if you don't have it to watch, you can watch it with me live. If you go to birdofprey5.com, go to my Discord, and then click on the link in my Discord in the off-topic main channel. There's a link to watch Deep Space Nine Second Sight live with me. I just posted it a few minutes ago. You click on that link, it'll take you to a site where you can watch it as I watch it. Basically, you're watching it. You're joining me virtually in my living room to watch it with me as I watch it live. And if you can't do that, and you don't have your own copy to watch, then in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, please show up. Yes. In the bottom right corner of the screen. No, it doesn't mean 15 extra people for dinner tonight. Just for tomorrow. So in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can follow the screenshots to have at least some idea where we are in the episode. And from here on out, please use @BirdOPray5 if you want me to read your comment, because I'll be watching an episode. I'll actually probably be paying more attention since I don't recall watching this episode before, and I won't be doing, reading every chat. Joe Tor, or Tao, depending on how you pronounce it. I was taught. Joe Tor says, howdy, bird of prey. Thanks for the cope of it. Good stuff. Thank you so much, Joe Tor. I hope you enjoy. Lau. Jesus Christ. My eyes. I'm so sorry. Joe Lau, Lau. Joe Lau, thank you so much. Thank you for checking out this stream. I know there's nothing to do with Copa. If you're a Star Trek fan, a Deep Space Nine fan, I hope you enjoy it. But even if you're not, just thanks for coming in and thanks for saying hello. I'm glad somebody liked the video because it's not the type of video I usually do. Yes, please subscribe if you haven't. Mamo Prey is reminding me. It would be appreciated. Josh Street says, remember when Bird starts the episode, use @Bird of Prey for Bird of Prey 5 to read the comment. Thank you so much, Josh Street. And Aberjam says, Bird of Prey, notice me. Notice me, Shenpai. Wow. All good, dude. I love Cisco. Thank you, Joe Lau. Yes, I love Commander Cisco, Captain Cisco, one of, if not the greatest captains of all time, in my opinion. It'd be Kirk and then him, and then you'd be really close between Kirk and him. Anyway, so we're gonna. Oh, you did. Thank you so much for subbing. See, I'm afraid you did sub. You subbed not long ago. Very appreciative. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to watch. So if you have your episode or your Netflix or DVD, whatever you've got queued up, get ready. Let's see. I say that, but I need to get mine ready here. Okay, so I'm going to hit play in Kirk always first. Absolutely. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. It opens with a personal log from Commander Cisco. He's had trouble sleeping, and it's the 4th anniversary of Jennifer's death. Wolf 359. This is the first year it almost passed unnoticed. And that might be what bothers him. So Jake's up too. He had a weird dream. Cisco wants him to tell him about the dream. Cisco says the thing about dreams is if you talk about them, they kind of go away faster. I was going to say if you talk about them, they have a way of coming true. So Jake says he was on the station and was trying to find his way back to the quarters, but he got lost every time. Every time he saw something familiar, a familiar corridor, it would lead somewhere else. Then he got scared and started looking for his father, and he couldn't find him either. He ended up in Ops, but Cisco wasn't in Ops. Oh, and then the floor started sloping, and little Jake Cisco couldn't hold his balance. Aw, he loves his daddy. He has a calculus test in the morning. Who's teaching calculus? Keiko? She doesn't seem like the calculus teacher type. Maybe it's a computer. Jake misses her, meaning his mom. And so does, obviously, his father. And Cisco's just looking at a chalkboard, at a chessboard, a 3D chessboard, but it's not like he's playing with anybody. So it looks like he's walking around the station in the middle of the night, just taking a nighttime walk. He'll take a look at the wormhole, but it's not open. Oh, and here's some lady. Said the stars are beautiful, aren't they? She's never seen the stars shine so brightly. So Cisco says the Bajorans call that constellation the Runners, but he doesn't know if they're running towards something or away from something. And the woman says, does it matter? Sometimes it just feels good to run. When does it feel good to run? Now he introduces himself as the commander. She's Fenna. Miss Lundell says, Bird of Prey, Mrs. O'Brien is a very talented woman. Calculus is her second language. It could be. It could be. John Araki with a $1 super chat. Thank you so much, John Araki. So the lady tells that Cisco she's sorry, he must be very busy. But he's like, I'm not too busy for you. So she's already finishing his sentences. And says, there's one of the great things about this station. You never know what's going to happen next. Or who you're going to meet. She says she likes it here. And she wishes she could stay. Of course, Cisco asks, where are you going? And she says she's not sure. She says she just keeps going like a runner. Yeah, that's probably a bad sign. No, he's like, before you go, let me show you around the station. And then he looks away and he looks back and she's gone. She's gone. Benna is gone. Josh Street says Bird of Prey, and it's the credits. So the woman he was talking to is either a ghost, an alien, or a figment of his imagination. Or just a really silent runner. Josh Street says Bird of Prey, why does it feel good to take your jet-powered medical bed when you take it down Fifth Avenue? Why does it feel good? It doesn't, Josh Street. In fact, I don't go to Manhattan. Rocket-powered, jet-powered medical bed or not. I would not take the bed into Manhattan, period. Too many people, too much garbage, too many rats, too many cockroaches. The entire island, I'd fill in all the subways, and I would sink the island about 12 stories. And then we'd keep only the buildings that were above 12 stories high. And that would be it. That would be the new New York. The new New York. Vile Mike says, Bird of Prey, read this comment at an inopportune moment in talking about this episode. Oh, well, thank you, Vile. Honestly, I still have no idea what the hell this episode's about. Usually by now, I've remembered something. Nope. For some reason, I've blocked this episode from my mind. Is it that bad of an episode? I'll grant you season 2 episodes. These are probably the episodes I've watched the least. But we'll see what happens. I'm kind of curious. It's like watching a new Deep Space Nine episode. So So Cisco's asking O'Brien if it's maintenance or repair. Cisco says, right now it's maintenance, but it's going to turn into repair. And Cisco said, admit it, if you were on a station where everything worked, you'd be miserable. Cisco's in a very good mood this morning. Everybody's noticing. Kira is not in as good a mood. So, Kira says, every year I've seen him walk in, every day she's seen him walk in here and order a Ractogino and not talk to anybody till you have it. Why is he talking to people and drinking Teractin tea today? He's like, he just felt like something different. John Street says, but Bird of Prey hitting people is half the fun. I'd rather not hit anybody with my bed. Bed's too important. So Dax calls him down to the science lab. So apparently there's a guy in the flux chamber, and he's a terraformer, so you can't tell a terraformer what to do. So even though he could be killed, he went in anyway, and Dax says, terraformers are amazing people, bringing dead worlds back to life, but you can't talk to them, rationally. A guy gives a compliment to Cisco. So he's not humble. And he's talking about how Blue Horizon had waterfalls the height of Mount Everest. Says I'll have to take her there. Because now terraformers are like artists, I guess. It's like they paint a planet. Oh, he's going to reignite a dead sun. Why does that sound like a problem? So now we find out that he's going to start reigniting suns instead of just terraforming planets. Oh, he tells Dax that she's lucky to be coming with him because it's going to be his crowning achievement. Giving birth to a star, or rebirthing a star. His crowning achievement. You know that's a problem. So Dax is saying she's going to need extra calories to keep up with the guy, and Cisco's just looking into the air. He wasn't paying attention to Dax. So they're playing with the maximum speed. They want to boost it to warp 9.5 in case the sun goes supernova. The experiment fails and they have to get out of there fast. Of course, however, even if the sun went supernova, it wouldn't be moving at faster than the speed of light. They could get away at warp 1. So Cisco's still looking for his friend, and there she is again. He looked out the window, and there she was behind him. We didn't suffer through season 1, Joseph. We enjoyed it. I know you enjoyed Move Along Home. She's asking if the invitation to be shown around the station still stands. But of course he didn't say that until after she was gone. She wants to see everything. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings, Bird of Prey, Mile of Prey, Sassy of Prey, and fellow nerds. Greetings. Miss Lundell says, Bird of Prey, you still don't remember this episode? The asshole planet builder with the bootylicious wife that's going crazy. No, I don't. That's his wife? She wants to bring a picnic basket. I guess he gets a great view of the station. Makes sense that she's the wife. They're always moving around. Except, how did she get away so quickly? So, Cisco's asked if she always says exactly the right thing. Really, nobody's ever told you that before. Look for a ring, Cisco. Look for a ring. Oh. He wants to know about her. She says there's not much to tell. She can't tell him. Why can't you? No, she's got to run. She runs into the turbo lift. You could have caught up if you wanted, Benjamin. So Jake's telling a story from school, and Cisco isn't listening. He's completely ignoring him. So Jake asks his father if he's in love with a woman. He's showing all the signs. He says he's showing the signs that Nog talked about. Loss of appetite, smiling, and daydreaming. So Jake says if he's in love, it's all right with him. And Ben says thanks. And Jake says, what's she like? Maybe you should say that nothing yet. We haven't even really talked much. She just says she's interesting. Jake wants to know when he gets to meet her. And I think maybe Cisco should say, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. So Jake's like, what's the problem? It's just that we haven't really kissed, talked, made anything. Cisco says she keeps disappearing. Oh, Odo's here. Odo says, above all, stay alert. Odo saying, there's a short-range telepath coming to the station. So stay 5 meters away from the guy. So Cisco comes into Odo's office. He needs to ask a favor. Can you run a security scan for this woman without making an official record? I'm not stalking her, but I need. He doesn't know if it's her first name or her last name. She doesn't know what species she is. Humanoid. He doesn't know what ship she arrived on. Uh-huh. Like, what can you tell me about her? 1.6 meters tall, brown skin, dark hair. She was wearing red. That should narrow it down. Just start looking through all the security cameras. So Odo was actually going to try to help. And shakes his head even though Cisco leaves. Yes, stalking the anti-tracker method indeed. So Dax invites Cisco into his office. And she's like, "You gonna talk to me or what?" He's like, Dax says she saw him with her on the promenade last night. He's like, "There's nothing to talk about." So Dax is saying him and Curzon used to talk about everything. And Dax is like, "It's because I'm a woman now. You won't talk about it." And Cisco's laughing. He's like, "No." He's like, "He will tell her as soon as there's something to tell." And he throws her the baseball. So, the Prometheus is there. Not the Prometheus from Voyager. This Prometheus. Nebula class. He invited the senior staff to dinner. Yes. He's going to use a remote piloted shuttle pod to send protomatter to a dead star. It'll convert oxygen into hydrogen. So the terraformer says nothing of worth was ever created by a pessimist. And Cisco's like, "I don't know, Van Gogh and a bunch of others." And he says, "Yeah, look at their work. Dark and dreary." So he is. He's a painter too. Because Bashir's seen paintings from him. Huge canvases. Oh, and he has an autobiography too. He says he's always wanted to write as many books as he's had marriages. So he says, "Wait till you taste the food my wife's made." Every dish prepared by her sweet hands. Kira says she can't wait to meet her. Kira's asking Cisco if he would notice if they weren't there when he gets back. So Senior Tech is one of the Federation's greatest minds. Bashir's the only one who wants to be there. So now we get the reveal of his wife and his inspiration. And oh yes, thank you. It's the woman that Commander Cisco has been chasing. And Dax looks at Cisco and says, "Now we have something to talk about," with a smirk on her face. So they're all stuffed. O'Brien's asking if he could have the recipe. She says you have to ask the husband. You can tell the wife is tired and bored and annoyed. Cisco says she acts like she doesn't recognize him. Jack says, so it is the same woman. And Cisco says she looks the same. Exactly 500 degrees Kelvin. Pepper to taste. So he's moving everybody to the other room. They'll be more comfortable there. Cisco wants to stay behind. Say something to her. She's very formal, says Commander. Can I help you with something? And he's like, I hope so. He's like, you could have told me. It would have been a lot easier if you told me. He's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. She again says that she's never met him before. And now he says, I suppose you never told me that your name was Fenna. He's asking if she wants to talk about it. She said, you've mistaken me for somebody else. Obviously. She's not happy. Cisco walks out, disappointed. So Cisco's telling Dax it was the same woman. So he says that she's a married woman, and Dax says that would have never stopped Curzon. And in fact, it didn't stop Curzon. I don't know if that episode's come up yet or not. It did. It was a season 1 episode. So we do know that Curzon didn't mind having a little bit of relationships with a married woman. So Odo said he couldn't find her. And Cisco says, oh, you can call off your search. I found her on the Prometheus. Odo says, are you sure? That's impossible. He checked the embarkation logs as far as the church. The only person who left the entire Prometheus was the professor. He's the only person who got off an entire starship, a nebular-sized starship. The wife never left. Or any of the other hundreds of people on board. So Quark sees Cisco and says that he sees that he could use this. Quark is saying that we could go down to the bar and talk about women. And Quark says, don't forget the holosuites are always open. So Quark knows. Rock Solid says, seriously, no notification. YouTube isn't happy. You're not freaking out about Koopa. Sorry, Rock Solid. So she's back. She says she misses Benjamin. She's come into his quarters. She doesn't understand. She's acting like there's nothing wrong. And Cisco realizes there's something wrong. He's saying, you're the wife of Gillian whatever. She says, no, I'm Finna, you know that. Asking her if she has a twin sister. She says, not that she knows of. Well, then it's an obvious case of multiple personality disorder, or a neutron star is in the right orbit that it's projecting her personality through a quantum matrix and creating a duplicate on the station that has no idea of her previous body. Basic stuff. She's saying you do know me. She came here thinking she was looking for a place, but she was wrong. She was looking for a person. She was looking for Benjamin. She leans in to kiss. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah. Kissing. And kissing. Oh, yeah. He's putting in the time. She touched her, but she's disappearing. She disappears in front of her eyes. What did you just kiss? It was Q. It was Q pretending to be a woman. Now you're gay. What? Perv? What? Q is a very rational explanation. So why is O'Brien working on the Prometheus engines? Don't they have their own chief engineer? So Cisco is going with them now. Thomas is Bird of Prey. You really like talking about man-on-man kissing. I don't like talking about it, but it was right in front of us. Cisco was kissing Q. What else am I supposed to believe? Voyeur of prey? God damn. So is this the captain? Prometheus? He says his entire life has been escalating triumph. No matter what he achieves, there's always another triumph waiting for him. Welcome, Mr. Miles. Oh, the Klingon poet. I think I love this line. Is this Honor the Warrior? Honor the variant who died beneath your sword, but pity the warrior who has slain all his foes. That was my favorite quote. It still is for the longest time. I had that listed as my favorite quote on MySpace. So I must have seen this episode. Honor the warrior that dies bravely in battle. Pity the warrior that has slain all his foes. It's a slightly different translation, but it's the same quote. Gotta love the Klingons for their wisdom. That's where he met Nadell, a daughter of a local dignitary. What? Oh. Mama O'Crea's talking to herself. It happens. I do it too. They commissioned a statue in his honor. Of course they did. Maybe this guy's not really all there. She'd never been off the world before she'd met him. He promised to show her the galaxy. Instead, she's a slave in his kitchen. He says she must really love you, and he says, don't ask me why, but she does. Yeah, Hector, I really didn't have much idea what it's about either. So Cisco goes into his quarters on the Prometheus and says it's Vena. So he calls Dax in because I think he's going to do a little Dax and Vena at once deal. He's like, why are you calling? He's like, why are you calling Dax? He's like, you'll see. Start getting undressed. No, that's not what he says, but it's what he's thinking. So he's going to have Dax scan her. So Vena is a little weird. Dax is saying there's no DNA, there's no cells, no cellular structure. She's just pure energy. So they're trying to find out what's going on. Cisco takes her by the hand, and they're going to walk her to, what, the doctor's office? The husband? Oh, the husband. And yep, so the wife won't wake up. And Dax scans the wife, says she's in shock. Her blood pressure's dropping, she's dying. And he demands that she has to do something. And now he recognizes Fenna. He looks at her and he says, Fenna, I should have known. The husband knows who this alternate reality is. Says, you can't be here. It was promised you'd never come back. Says, just look at her. Yosef says, we need breathing room. Is another great Klingon classic, yes. Earth, Hitler, 1938. She says she looks like me. Said, of course she looks like you. She's the real you. So this person is an illusion created by his wife's unconscious mind. Nadell is a psycho-projective telepath. That must be really fun. Dax says she can't survive an hour or two like this. And the husband's like, she's dying, you've got to do something. What is she supposed to do? Stuff her into the wife? So the husband is going after her. Like, what are you going to do? She's pure energy. Peroxide says Jadzia can scan him anytime. So apparently Nadell, the wife, doesn't even know this happens. In times of deep emotional distress, they lose control of their abilities. And she's very emotionally distressed right now. It happened 3 years ago. Nearly killed her. And she swore it would never happen again. He's had a bunch of wives. After a few years of togetherness that cures them of loving him. The others all had the sense to leave him. But Nadell can't. Oh, her species mates for life. She can never leave. It's like the Hotel California. No matter how much she wants to, she can never leave him. Wow, that's convenient for him. Uncle Remus says, Bird of Prey should do live commentary and review about Charlie Brown Christmas. Thanksgiving, and Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Maybe you can explain the racism in the show. You know, I'd love to, if not for Copa, because that really would be kid-directed, possibly. That is way too close to the Copa line. Oh, not on YouTube. Maybe one day if we got something other than YouTube. Welcome, DJ Odyssey, and your hunt for a big bird. Oh, and Sassy says hello to DJ, too. And DJ says hi to Mamo Frey. Hello, DJ.
I hope you know.
You die either way, girl. What do you want to do? If she lives, you die, and if she dies, you die. So, Cisco says what we have is a dream. I wouldn't trade it for anything, but it's just a dream. Nadel's dream. And she won't remember any of it when she wakes up. And the Force Ghost of Nadel loves Benjamin. Come on, Dax, find a way to make her a real lady. At least you could do for your best friend. Oh, he's in the shuttle pod himself. He's gonna kill himself so his wife can be free. He's like, I hope this transmitter works. He says he's making history. You might want to record this for posterity. He's 60 seconds from impact. So Cisco says, you don't have to do this, we found a way to save Nadel. But killing himself is the only way to really set her free. Plus, this is his crowning achievement. Remember the fall of Kang, but this is one warrior who refuses to be pitied. 30 seconds from impact. Cisco's ordering him to turn around. And of course he disabled the tractor beam. Why is Cisco giving commands like he's captain? Shouldn't the ship's captain be giving these commands? Oh. He wrote his own eulogy. It says, or whatever. He wants to send it to the Daystrom Institute. Let the record state he sacrificed himself on the altar of science. So they're just going to go ahead with this. I mean, it really... Talk about what a sacrifice this guy's making. Says, let there be light. He literally says, let there be light, as he goes into a star. Kamikazes himself into a star. He breathes life into a new star and kills himself so his wife can be happy. Is this not a freaking great man? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not for suicide, but holy shit, did this guy just go above and beyond? Above and freaking beyond. I mean, it's an absurd situation, but holy shit. I have the utmost respect for this guy. He was a brilliant guy with a brilliant... He killed himself in the best way possible. Unfortunately, his ex-wife now, or widow, has no memory of her experiences in her dream state. But Nadell's came over to Cisco to talk. Yes, when does the Prometheus leave? She wanted to say goodbye. Thank you for killing my husband or letting him die. It'll be good to get home. Cisco's asking how long she plans on staying on New Helena. She's saying for the rest of her life. Tell her, Cisco. Tell her you guys were in love with your Force ghosts. Oh, he knows. She remembers. She says she wishes she could remember. She wishes she could remember Fenna, how she felt. She can't. She's sorry. So he did tell her, or somebody told her. He says he'll remember for both of you. She says, tell me one thing. What was she like? Fenna. What are you talking about, Cisco? He says she was just like you. You have no idea what she's like. You haven't hung out with her. You don't know anything about her. I'm sorry. That was a stupid line. I love this episode so far. But that was the dumbest line. He doesn't know anything about her. He knows about Fenna, but he didn't spend any time with this lady. All we know about this lady is that she was in a loveless marriage for years, and she apparently, whether she liked to cook or not, she cooked a lot, apparently at the behest of her husband. Cisco doesn't know anything about her. It's crazy. Okay, so you know what? I like this episode. I can't believe I didn't remember it, but damn, this is a pretty good episode, especially for an episode taking place. We have a Nebula class ship there. I'm a little confused as to why Commander Cisco seemed to be in charge, the officer in charge of a frickin' starship that should have had its own captain, its own first officer, its whole own command structure. But whatever. Regardless of that, until that very line at the end, she was just like you. I was 100% with this episode. At that one at the end, that knocked a full point off for me. I would say this is like a 7, but it would have been a solid 8 if not for that last line. And I certainly don't condone suicide, but he did it in the only way possible within the rules of this universe. Okay, we have to accept that within the rules of this universe, the only way that wife could ever be happy again is by his death. It's not something, that's not real world, right? That's not real world. In the real world, we have divorce. Even as terrible as it might be, even if you have kids, you have divorce. But if for whatever her species, it's not an option, and he was going out at the prime of his life, Jesus Christ. A sacrifice? Like, I was 90% sure that this guy was just, lying about 90% of the shit he did. But I'm pretty sure now that he was telling the truth. He might have been the smartest, person we've ever seen in Trek. Not counting Dr. Bashir. But like all the experts that have come in over the years on, warp fields, and the guy who was trying to fix his star that Laxwana Troy fell in love with, but he had to go kill himself because he was getting old. All the different people who've come in over the years, specialists. This guy was the top of the top of the list. So what do you guys think? Miss Lindell's Bird of Prey, they were both bootylicious. And the Bird of Prey, the guy was a selfish narcissist with a god syndrome even in his death. Yeah, but he kind of deserved it, right? I mean, he did create a star. What did you do? I mean, I didn't create a star. He was pretty close. He was pretty damn close.
I created a You.
Mama Prey says she created a star. Me. Not the same. Thomas's bird of prey husband killing himself so wife can move on is an SJW's dream. You know it is. If it was written today, it would be totally different because it'd be like, oh, that's exactly what they'd want. But no, this was written then. I have to say he earned it. Josh reads his bird of prey. The commanding officer of a starbase is in command when a ship is docked with it. Yes, but they weren't docked. Captain Picard had to take orders from starbase commanders, but most of those were admirals or captains. Yes, but at the point I'm talking, well, I don't think that's true. I honestly don't think that's true for a station like Deep Space Nine. I think it's true for Space Dock, where your ship is inside the space station. But on Deep Space Nine, where your ship is on the outside of the space station, I don't believe that for a second. Commander Sisko does not take control over every ship docked on the station. He doesn't relieve captains. And in this case, they were far away from the station. They went to warp 9 or whatever they went to get to this star to do this experiment. So Commander Sisko is certainly not the one in charge of a Nebula class starship. I mean, the Nebula is basically a Miranda class of the 24th century, which is a pretty substantial starship. I mean, the only thing bigger than that would have been the Galaxy class. So this is one step down from the Galaxy class starship. DJ says the only important question of the week is Ciso Bray going to make an appearance tomorrow or what? No, not tomorrow. Ciso Bray might get him here Friday. As for making an appearance on the stream, there's a slim chance Saturday, but I would say even that's probably no. Yeah. What kind of star, says Hector? A yellow sun, it looked like. No, not a porn star. Anyway, guys, Mama Prey, I can smell the food. Oh, that's dessert, she says. Well, whatever. Yeah, I apologize. It's not going to be the longest stream, but I'm going to get to, yes, the best, Trek movie Saturday. That's right. We got Star Trek 5 this Saturday. That's going to be interesting. There's a chance I might have to push back Trek Saturdays, guys. It might have to become Trek Sunday this weekend. I might have family coming over. So we'll see. We're going to play it by ear for Trek Saturday. In the meantime, I got to get ready for dinner. I got to start working on my other video, which is actually a Star Trek video that you guys might be interested in, and will hopefully be available out sometime early tomorrow. Row, row, row your boat. Yes. Ask Bops will be Friday. We'll do some more Ask Bop on Friday. Cybok Saturday. Over Cybok Saturday or Sunday. Cybok, I'm sorry, but it'll be Saturday or Sunday, because if I have family coming, that's going to take some precedence. Actress is on the bright side. I don't have to see relatives. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, actor. Although if you like that, that's, I guess. Mountains of Elysium says Bird of Prey won't be able to make it if it's on Saturday, but should hopefully make it on Sunday. Well, we'll see. Mountains of Elysium, thank you for letting me know. I hope you can make it whenever it is, but if I can do it Saturday, I will do it Saturday, because, it's Star Trek Saturday. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a good night, or whatever time it is by you. Kapla, and talk to you tomorrow. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPray5.com, the new home of everything Birdo Pray 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPray5 or on BirdoPray5.com. Take care.